Welcome, Awakened Heart Music community. We're so grateful that you're here with us. Thank you so much for your patience as we get started a little bit late today. We're here with our special guest, Devin Bender, who's been such an amazing part of our community, and we will share a little bit more about Devin in a moment. We want to invite you to tune in with us, so whatever you're up to today, we welcome you to comment in the comments of this video where you're tuning in from, and maybe one word of something that is alive for you today or that you're inspired by in this moment. And we're really excited to explore the theme of Unravel, which is the theme that Devin chose for us. And if you're new to our group, we do these live streams on Fridays at 11:11 a.m. Pacific time. Usually we're on time. And we have been doing them every other Friday during the summertime, and we will pick up again with more frequency later in the year. But we're always having something going on, so keep posted in the group. And the themes that we choose each week that are part of these sessions are always available as inspiration to you for your creativity. So if you want to write poetry, a song, a little doodle, a little ditty, a reflection on the themes, we really invite that, and we invite you to post in the groups so that we can all partake in the co-created, collaborative, interconnected inspiration. Yeah. So thank you so much for being with us. And I'll be checking the comments every so often. So say hello. And I'm going to turn it over to Maggie, who's going to introduce our guest.
Awesome. Thank you. So good to be here. You may notice we're together in person. That's very exciting, and I'm so grateful to have Devin here with us. We connected, we actually have never met in person, but we connected virtually a while ago, many months ago, and I took a ukulele lesson virtually with Devin, which has been just like such a gift. It was really it's just so beneficial and making some shifts in my ukulele playing. And it felt like such a natural and wonderful connection. And we got really excited when we met to just share inspiration around music and community. So we're really grateful to have Devin as part of this Awakened Heart Music group. And yeah, we've been wanting to have him on for a live stream for a while now. So really grateful that you could join us. And I'll just read Devin's bio for anyone who's listening. So Rhode Island singer-songwriter Devin Bender harnesses the power of the ukulele to channel peace, love, and mindfulness through music. He plays with the band Peace Collective around Rhode Island and creates his own solo recordings where the songs take on their various shapes and forms. He believes music is an extremely powerful tool, and with the right intention, can make a positive contribution. His music is available on Bandcamp, Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, YouTube, CD Baby, and more. And of course, we'll share the link in the comments of the video. So definitely check out his music and welcome, Devin. Yay. So glad to have you.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Good to be here. Super grateful to be included in one of these medicine live streams. Both you ladies have been a super inspiration holding this space. So it's always good to connect and collaborate like this. And Maggie, we got to do another youth lesson sometime.
Yeah.
We're gonna start by just dropping into a little mindfulness meditation. We're gonna take a big deep breath. We're gonna breathe in as deep and full as you can. Breathe out. And just give yourself some props for taking the time to tune in and just calm down, take a little stress out of the day. We're going to breathe in one more time, nice and full and long and deep. And when we breathe in, we're going to hold it for a minute. Ready? Hold it. Breathe out nice and slow. Just take a few normal breaths for yourself to settle back in. That's always my go-to breathing exercise. Breathe in nice and slow and deep. And we can keep doing it if you want for a minute. And then you hold it. And then you breathe out nice and slow. And the more you go through it, you can breathe in a little longer, you can hold it a little longer, or you can breathe out a little bit longer. Whatever feels comfortable to you. Opens up all your oxygen receptors, sends oxygen into all your muscles, all your organs, so you don't have to breathe so hard, and it just gives your body the opportunity to take a break. So, the theme today is unraveling. I have found this sort of similar pattern in my life, less so as, I just move through. But a lot of times we get excited about where we're going or what we're doing. And I'm talking for myself. I imagine it applies to other people too. We come up with plans or schemes or things that, I'm going to do this, and then awesomeness is going to happen. And life will be great, and I'll be successful, and blah, 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 blah. And sometimes we get so caught up in the flow that we miss the whole point, and we lose our center, we lose our peace, in just trying to strive for something that is not quite there yet. So I found when I find myself getting stressed, because I tend to be an ambitious person, I just take a minute, let it all go, put the car in park for a minute, and just appreciate the moment. And understanding that I'm where I need to be in this very moment. Everything has its natural growth process, its natural unfolding process, and to just surrender to that and not try and force things so much. And if you do, it's okay. Just, we're all human, and just forgive yourself or be compassionate with yourself for getting ahead of yourself. I also chose this theme because I wrote this song in a time of change. It's called Unravel. I moved into this new space that I'm in right now, wondering what my life is going to look like going forward. I'm not a 5-minute walk from the beach anymore, but I'm a 5-minute drive, so it's, quit my complaining. But and then as we're moving the furniture in, I'm freaking out. Like, is there going to be enough room for me to just chill and do my thing? So this was kind of a little riff that I wrote by a campfire, just sitting there by myself and just letting go and just trusting everything is going to happen in its own time. Everything's okay. unravel, and you can let it all unwind. And if you empty out the contents, then you will find out what's inside. But you can let it all unravel, and you can let it all unwind. And if you empty out the contents, then you will find out what's inside. And oh, I'm learning every time I come around. And oh, I'm learning every time I come around. Well, you can let it all unravel, and you can let it all unwind. And if you empty out the contents, then you will find out what's inside. And you can let it all unravel, and you can let it all unwind. And if you empty out the contents, then you will find out what's inside. And oh, I'm learning every time I come around. And oh, I'm learning every time I come around. Living in this moment right where I need to be. Look with my heart, not with my eyes to see. Living in love is living in unity. Living as one, like it's meant to be. Well, you can let it all unravel, and you can let it all unwind. And if you empty out the contents, then you can find out what's inside. One more time. And you can let it all unravel, and you can let it all unwind. And if you empty out the contents, then you will find out what's inside. It's the Unravel song.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome. I wasn't sure if I should add other verses to it, but I really like the idea of repetition, kind of chanting mantras and stuff. And I really believe that music can be used as a very powerful tool. I feel like the best song meets you where you're at, even if you're in like a sad or a down place or an angry place or whatever, level of human emotion you're feeling. One that meets you right there and helps bring you a little bit closer to the light at the end of the tunnel. There's a cool recording of that coming out probably in the winter time. I'm working on with my friend Adam Elfers, and this just in. I haven't posted about it yet, so this is the first place that I'm announcing this. Sierra Marin is going to be doing a little musical magic on the track too, so stay tuned.
We love Sierra. Sierra, yeah, and Adam, both amazing musicians. Aww. That's so exciting.
Yes, I'm super excited to be working with them.
I want to just give a shout out to everyone who's joining us. We have Shaniqua, who's in Brooklyn, New York. She says she's started teaching herself ukulele and she'd like to take a lesson. So
Ooh,
I'll make sure that y'all get in touch.
Give a shout out.
Yeah. And we have Emma. Thank you so much for being with us too. She says, so excited to hear Devin with some beautiful emojis. So And her word today is joy. That was really sweet. Thank you so much for being with us, family. Really excited that we're all here together. Yeah, and really loving, Devin, how you opened us up just right away into it. Such a beautiful theme. I feel like there's so many different ways in to exploring it. So,
yeah, and I was loving how you're starting to share about your relationship with music and, using music as a tool to help anchor you into your experience of some of these different themes, or in this one in particular of unraveling. And I'd love if you could share a little bit more about like your own journey with music and how you came to be on this path. It's so inspiring.
I have a lot to share on both of those. How I came to be on the music path. In middle school, I joined. Well, in elementary school, we had the Hamilton Elementary theme song, and they asked me if I wanted to sing on this little cassette tape recording that was going to be released to all the parents and kids and stuff. So I was on that with a few other people. I'd never really sang before. And then from there, I just joined choir in middle school and high school because, I wasn't a sports kid. I went to an all-guys high school, so that's a whole lot of testosterone in one building, and I'm just like the artsy kid. Want to sing, but I got to go on field trips and not have to go to class. That's a little bit of kind of the silly part about how I got into music. In college, I was a part of a kind of a worship sort of group that we'd meet, and my friends played guitar, and I would just bang on their cases, and eventually I got a little hand drum so I wouldn't destroy my friends' guitar cases, and just got addicted to the rhythm and hearing okay, I could throw a little fill here, but just keep the backbone. So when I got out of college and I moved back down here, I was kind of disconnected from everyone. I didn't really know too much what was happening in the area, so I would sit by the ocean and I would just drum. And that was my kind of meditation. I found myself getting into different trances and stuff. And it just brought me peace. And Christmas 2013, actually, here it is. This is show and tell. My sister got me this ukulele right here. It had all these colorful geometric designs all over it. Didn't have the stickers on it yet. Had waves along the side. You can still see them a little bit. And I was big into Reiki at the time, so we got the Reiki symbols. There's a tree coming right up the neck. So it was beautifully put together, and I was always writing poetry in class because I didn't have the attention span to learn whatever I was supposed to learn, and a lot of people would ask me for advice about things, and I figured if I just wrote poems that could help myself or help other people, learn a few chords and stuff. Oops. That's why we don't use that one anymore. But then could harness the power of song. Being part of kind of a Christian sort of background, my roots from where I come from, I always found inspiration through the music. That was how I would absorb good messages and stuff. Be it through Christian music or whatever kind of music. I don't really affiliate with any religion at this point. But I always found that the message always reached me through the music the most. And as far as the power of music, maybe this might be me being a little supernatural and mystical, but I feel like this is the right place that we can share that.
We're all about that.
What's that?
We're all about the mystical.
We're all about it. So I found myself singing about things and then finding a series of events that would happen after. Saint Augustine said that when you sing, it's like you're praying twice because you're pouring all that, emotion and energy into it instead of just, it being in your head, dear universe, XYZ, pretty pink pony, amen. You're really just like in it all emotionally, you're feeling it. So I found when I sing about things that things happen around that. If my friend wrote a song and I'm just playing it, nobody else is around me, I'm just playing my friend's song, and then I finish the song and all of a sudden my phone lights up and he's calling me. He's like, "What's up, bro? Thought I'd check in. I was just playing your song." On the same note, if you like, I sang songs in really sad places or really kind of not the best emotional places for me. I don't want to invalidate human emotions because it's all real. But a series of not so pleasant events happened after I sang that song live for the first time. So I definitely believe that music is a powerful tool. And a lot of times going out and sharing that music with other people, you find kind of a sense of unity or community. There's been so many jam circles that have opened up around here, and it's been inspiring that we've been keeping it going, especially since it was outdoors at first throughout the winter. Winter in Rhode Island is not, winter in California or I'm sure it gets cold up north, but so this is a song kind of like a little bit inspired off of that. One of the lyrics is, "I sang into the wheel and then it started turning." I shared this on the live stream before. I had another song too that I wanted to share because I think Emma said her word of the day was joy, and I just wrote a song recently on that. But this is called Love Song. It was actually written in the unraveling of a big community band. There was such a strong sense of community, and then it all broke apart, and it was kind of sad. So I needed something to manifest that kind of reality back into play, so I wrote this song. Love is the song we believe in. Heart is the beat that we dance to. Life is a moment, a chance to share it with the world. One day I took a breath and I realized I was breathing. You came into my life, I realized I was needing love. Sweet like honey, raw, unfiltered, better than honey. Working together and facing the weather and working the magic and making it better. Shout, and I know I'm alive. I got holes in my socks, holes in my shoes, holes in my pockets with nothing to lose. Holes in my socks, holes in my shoes, holes in my pockets with nothing to lose. Now I hold on to nothing. This is the fun part. Yeah! wheel. And then it started turning, returned into myself. And then I started learning love in all her ways. Friend of the foe, friend of the stray, friend of the heart, forever to stay. A brand new song for a brand new day. Shout. And I know I'm alive. Love is the song. Love is the song we believe in. Heart is the heart, is the beat that we dance to. La, 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 la. Life is a moment, a chance to share it with the world. The love song, the lyric, I hold on to nothing. It always hits me so hard whenever I sing that. But just the idea of letting go and just being a part of the universal flow. Sometimes we hold on to things and kind of leads to suffering in the end. On a sad note, but you know, life is real.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I love hearing about your process around the songs. You know, like that's something that is so valuable, because I think sometimes, especially like when I was first new to, I mean, I wrote songs when I was a kid, but they all were in a folder and never got shared with anybody. You know, but later on, like when I was, you know, I don't know, do I dare write songs and why and for who and what's going on there? I felt like I would look at people, even now, like I'll look at people's songs that they've recorded, and I have this belief that like, oh, it just, you know, it just happened for them, or they're just gifted, right? They're special. It's really important to hear like everyone's journey and how the songs come out of the moments in our lives, and like it's a constant relationship, which is why we like doing these live streams too, because we channel these, we like receive songs on these themes, and it's a practice for us too. And hopefully, you know, our whole community, we really want to invite everyone to considering like, how do I allow song to be an expression of my present moment experience and what I'm praying for, what I'm wanting to embody in my life, and be playful. I think your songs are so inviting into a play and a curiosity and a possibility, and the ukulele, of course, holds that kind of energy for a lot of people.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because I used to be a DJ on the college radio station, and I would play these songs, and yeah, I knew how to do hand drum stuff a little bit, but even string instruments always intimidated me. Like, you gotta be gifted, you gotta be a special person to play, like, and I don't think that's really, you know, the truth of it. I think it's like you said, just having a constant relationship with the music, and being able to just let go. Also, there's lots of people who are expert musicians, you know, but you know, they never actually really share their craft, or maybe they'll only share it with like one friend or like a few select friends. And I think that like sharing music is a whole different aspect of you know, the relationship with music. Myself, I don't know, you know, sometimes I like to think of it as, you know, because eventually I kind of got used to writing songs, but I would notice that I would be going through some sort of emotional process, or something was going on in my life, and I could just feel this like emotion kind of like welling up or like bubbling up inside me. And I always like to think of it as like either a wave or a tea kettle. Um, you see this wave, it's the water's flat, and then it gets kind of like builds up a little bit, builds up, and right at the crescendo, I guess you could call it that, you feel it all, and it's about to crash, and right when it crashes, I feel like that's usually when when the songs come out or the lyrics come out. Or with like a teapot, like the water's in there, the emotion's heating up the water, and it's bubbling and boiling, and then it just the whistles and sings.
Yeah, metaphor, that's great. And it's like with feeling emotions, kind of sometimes I feel like I need to let myself feel them, even if they're uncomfortable emotions. Really, like a tea kettle, it's just kind of boiling up to the top, and then at a certain point, the song, the expression is the release of them, and then I can allow them to move through. I don't have to keep them in my body through the song and through sharing and offering my experience of the emotions and offering my expression really helps things to move.
And I wanted to add into the pot here, like some songs are just for us. Some songs are songs that we share, and I think that's important because there are songs, like I have a friend who really encourages the shadow song. Like really is like, you're working through something, like this go, just sit down and like sing the shadow. Like let the shadow have a voice. That might not be something you stand on a stage and share with everybody, right? Because maybe that's not what you want to share with everybody. But for our process, and I work with people with vocal expression, simply just getting the courage to just make a sound to express, which can be enough of a courageous act for some people. And I think energetically, for me, I love what you're saying about also the wave. I almost feel like it's like catching the wave. Like I'm like, okay, this wave is welling up, and if I can stay with it long enough and skillfully manage to ride the wave, then I am able to like see and like almost or like harness the power of that welling and be with it in a way where I'm not tumbled under the ocean so completely that I don't have access to my voice, let's say, or I don't have access to consciously working on, but I can, like ride it and, or like I was even thinking of like this idea of like skimming the top of the pot. Like, you're cooking something and something rises to the surface and you skim it off. You're like, okay, here's maybe here's the first skim of the thing. Okay, what's that? That's the first draft. Yeah, whatever. You're like, okay, here's this part of it, and what else is underneath it? And maybe at the end there's like the golden ghee that is like the nectar of like the whole experience. So you can go through like 3 different songs in one moment of riding a wave until you get to like maybe the core of like the song that maybe you do share because you've been through this experience. So I definitely like notice if I get out of the way and I stop trying to judge and like think, oh, the first skim has to be the thing. But if I skim and I skim and I skim and I'm patient, maybe I just either I have something or I don't have something that eventually becomes something. I have just participated in my own process and my own alchemy, which is really
the act of actually just going and trying and maybe the first time the most beautiful song comes out and it's like bada bing bada boom, it's done. But realistically, that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you write 50 million verses just by like going through those emotions. Like I like what you said about music kind of being the medium for you to really like validate those emotions, and whether you're playing music or listening to music or dancing music or like writing your own music or whatever, music is the medium that allows you to experience those emotions and recognize what they're trying to teach you. And yeah, just going, I like what you were saying about giving the shadow a voice, just going in and writing down the lyrics, singing out whatever needs to be sung out. And maybe you want to share it with people and maybe not. And but just to be able to recognize that part, the things that are going on inside you, and allowing that to happen. And I don't think every song has to be like the most epic song in the world. Like, what's the Fia, perfection is dull and unattainable. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Fia.
Yeah.
She's an inspiration to me. So I find myself, whenever I go into the production mode, I'm like, well, let me just add this little instrument here, and then this instrument will go good, and then it's a full-on psychedelic production. I'm probably like veering a little bit off the path of conversation, but I find it so inspiring that she can just sit down with the guitar and just play like straight up acoustic. You don't need to dress it up, just let the songs come out as they come out. And I find that really inspiring.
Yeah, speaking of, so we wanted to, I don't know if Maggie shared with you, we forgot, we received songs on the theme that we're going to share in the live stream. So that's usually what we do, but I don't know if we communicated that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So thank you for bringing that theme. And so we've been sitting with the theme of Unravel this week. And do you want to share what you've come up with, Diana?
Yeah, I feel like it kind of goes into this, so sort of like some of what we were talking about, which is like, what's interesting about the theme for me was like, if I tried to use my mind too much, like the actual theme of Unravel was like, it was kind of like, don't overthink it, don't like, it has this quality of like, just this sort of like soft dissolution and surrender. And so I was sort of just sitting with that for me. And I was experimenting with playing some chords that I don't never normally play. So sort of like, this is an interesting exploration. And it is a lot like, I wouldn't say like quite a shadow exploration, but I would say a lot of my songs, when I'm really working with my own personal journey, a lot of my songs are like points along the story. So like if I'm telling the story, like I'm in the story of my own transformation, sometimes my songs are like marking specific moments along some kind of archetype of a story that's unfolding, if that makes sense. So like, I don't know, maybe it's my theater background. And it's like, it's the way sometimes it comes through.
And you got to play them all together in this epic saga.
That's the plan, is to have like a musical that's about a transformational awakening and initiation experience, but just
down the road.
One day. How's the guitar coming through?
It's a little hard to hear the guitar.
If I turn off it.
Still pretty quiet.
This is why.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Unraveling, I Undone, grieving, nowhere to run, unraveling, I am unraveling, into the dream, dissolving, shape-shifting, mystery unfolds, echoes of stories yet to be told, unraveling, I am unraveling, unraveling, oh, I'm unraveling.
Beautiful. Wow, it's just such a dreamy like landscape. I feel like you transported me to.
That's how I was like feeling. I was like, what does it feel like to unravel? Like, what chord does it feel like? Yeah. Something like floaty kind of about it. It's like, where am I? What's going on?
Yeah, very
Just
floaty.
being there and letting it all happen and just being the moment of it. That's beautiful.
Yeah, wow.
It's like 10 more minutes of that.
I know. Like, the way I see it too is like there's the theatrical aspect of it really comes through for me because there's like it's like this person who's like even I see it like if there was a stage or there was like something happening, there could be like a really beautiful dance that's happening and like with like some kind of that like kind of helps it all feel like super etheric and yeah, the dancer in me is like just wants to kind of like move with it too. So nice.
Actually, that is part of a musical.
And it's a musical song. Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Maggie, I'd love to hear you.
Yeah, we haven't heard each other's songs yet. We were together last night and neither of us had anything down quite yet.
We've been very busy. So.
Yeah. Sometime between when we said goodnight at like midnight last night and this morning, we both kind of came through with some things. So, yeah, I was feeling that too. Like when I first connected with this theme, like one little phrase came through and it was very much like for me embodying that feeling of unraveling. But then I was like, my process is interesting because my mind came in and I started writing and doing my normal process. And I noticed myself like getting too caught up in the words. Like, how do I explain this? So anyway, I'll share what came through, but I might want to revisit it and maybe take out some of the words, maybe unravel the song itself, you know? It's, yeah.
Be gentle with it.
It'll be the official version that's communicated in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like this theme, I think, teaches me about, you know, constructing something and putting a certain level of care and precision into it. I mean, in fact, that's what the song is about. You know, you can have all these ideas, like you were saying, making plans and, you know, letting the mind really come in and craft something. But then at a certain point, you know, maybe you just pull the thread and watch it unravel and see what's left, you know. So yeah, we'll see. Maybe this song will go through its own unraveling process. Let's see. Let me try to. Now I have both of your songs in my head. I gotta remember my melody. Story created from fragments and threads, woven together with such great care, perfectly planned, 2 steps ahead, but in time it all unravels, undoing the pattern strand by strand, revealing the essence that's always been there, leaving only the ground on which we stand. Once all else unravels, weaving a story from fragments and threads, woven together with such great care, perfectly planned, 2 steps ahead, but in time it all unravels, undoing the pattern strand by strand, revealing the essence that's always been there, leaving only the ground on which we stand. Once all else unravels, 'cause in time all unravels.
I like how that came together. She was in the car last night, like, I don't know. She's like looking at her notes, like, ah. I thought it came together really nice.
I thought it came together really sweet. Letting it all unravel strand by strand.
Mm-hmm.
What was the part about the ground? Can you read the lyrics?
Sure. A story created from fragments and threads, woven together with such great care, perfectly planned, 2 steps ahead, but in time it all unravels, undoing the patterns strand by strand, revealing the essence that's always been there, leaving only the ground on which we stand once all else unravels.
And even the way that you're seeing it has the cyclical feeling of something that's on the unraveling.
Yeah, it's kind of like weaving it together and then and then unraveling it, and you're back with, you know, just the essence, just what you started with, and then you can weave it together in a different way, or you know, just follow one strand. It's kind of the idea too of like you, this kind of, it's created with fragments. I was thinking of like identities in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Our identities are like all these different stories and experiences, and you know, our karma, our genes, you know, all these different things make up our identity. But then when you begin to like do inner work, it's, you're kind of unraveling, and you're seeing each thing for what it is, and it's kind of like you can examine each strand individually once you unravel it, and then get some insight into, you know, why you identify in that way, and then you can choose, you know, whether to use all those threads in your next creation, or you know, maybe
Letting go of the identity or the story that's kind of been created either consciously or unconsciously, and coming back, like, if I let this go, then, you know, who am I at the end of the day? What is left at the end of the day?
I like the potential. Do you think that this could be sung in a round?
oh, maybe.
I have this like, I was like, how can we like really like imagine all these people, like it's like three or four different even rounds, and then like if we go to singing alive, we could share this way, and then people could all be like moving around, and it kind of unravels, and then, you know, kind of like bring it all back together. I don't know. I think that stuff is interesting.
Yeah.
That would sound totally cool.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you were in like a little like church or something, or under a bridge with like good acoustics and stuff, and just hearing all the the round, like the echo in the round, would just kind of create like a big trance like space for exorcisms and unravelings. That might be a little bit of a dramatic word, but
Exorcisms. It's a type of unraveling.
I guess so.
That's for next theme.
Exorcism through song.
Oh my god. Oh god. Well, yeah, we'd love to maybe hear one more song from you, and before that, do you want to talk about like what kind of things you have coming up, where you're going to be sharing music, and again, any other sort of things?
I'm playing a few gigs around Rhode Island, if there's any Rhode Island folk. August 29th, we're playing the Providence Folk Fest. And mostly, you can check out the Peace Collective, the band page, and if you're in the Rhode Island area, it'll have a list of the gigs in our banner. But mostly stay tuned to for a lot of collaboration recordings, especially, you know, I can't even say as winter's coming because we're not even in August yet, but I'm going to be working on a whole bunch of collaboration recordings. Some of them I have the tracks together, including the one with Adam and Sierra. For the North Carolina people, August 29th July 29th to August 2nd, I'll be playing Saturday and Sunday at a gathering of the tribe in Asheville, North Carolina. If you're interested in that, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll message you or link you up with the group so you can get more details on that. But I'll be playing an hour set on Saturday and an hour on Sunday, and probably, you know, infinite hours of campfire jams too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we have your music, which we have links to, and you give ukulele lessons.
I give ukulele lessons. You know, I always try and keep the fun in music, even if you might approach the instrument as in, I gotta practice and grind these scales. It's like, let's learn them, but let's have fun, you know. And yeah, check out the recordings that I already have out there on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, MyTube, everyone's Tube, Amazon, and all those other streaming services. and on Bandcamp. The three latest EPs, Musical Magic, is a little psychedelic fun there. And then Tearing Down the Wall is if, you're feeling a little, let's start the revolution, but let's start it inwards, but let's crank up the distortion. That's the Tearing Down the Wall EP. And then Loving Awareness is a little more on the gentle side, and still some wild psychedelic vibes in there. And all the singles out there too. Explore the giant mountain of music that I'm just putting out there. I think right now it's like an ant mound.
We'd love to have you share one final song to close us out. Thank you so much. Such a treat.
One final song. So this is one of the collaboration recordings that I'm putting together. I'm trying to see if one of my friends wants to do a little freestyle verse on there. But I'll play the version without the freestyle verse. So this is about, if you have a kind of experience or something that teaches you or helps kind of reveal the just the beauty and the oneness in life. If you have an experience that kind of removes the separation. It's called Golden Teacher. My eyes were opened by the Golden Teacher. Nature called and said, nice to meet you. We've been living in youth since before your time, waiting for the moment when the stars aligned. And now is the time. My eyes were opened by the Golden Teacher. The walls fell down and I was free. The universe sang a single song, and captivated I danced along, yeah. And everything laughed, and everything sang, and everything danced, and everything played. No more outside or within, separate from the separation. Yes, everything laughed and everything sang, and everything danced and everything played. No more outside or within, separate from the separation. Teacher, the veil was torn and revealed the features. The trivialities just faded away. My heart was nurtured by the ancient ways, yeah. And everything laughed and everything sang, and everything danced and everything played. No more outside or within, separate from the separation. Yes, everything laughed and everything sang, and everything danced and everything played. No more outside or within, separate from the separation. Disintegrate into integration. Disintegrate into integration.
Yeah. I had the image of like a dancing mushroom coming across the screen in a music video while you're playing that song.
I'll put you in charge of the music video.
There you go.
We need a really good animal.
Yeah, it's such a good one.
Thanks so much for having me on, and like psyched to be a part of the Awakened Heart. I can't think of a creative word right now. Unraveling. The Awakened Heart unraveling. Seems like a good one for the theme.
The simultaneous unraveling and reweaving.
Reweaving. That's kind of cool. I'm imagining someone like unweaving a blanket and someone like weaving another blanket or a tapestry or something. An endless loop.
Yeah, we actually, when I wrote the description for us, I wrote tapestry because that's really how I see it. Like when I just love that. Yeah, the tapestry, because it's such a, and also ancient tapestries, they're telling stories across. So it just has this, I don't know, essence to it that's more than just a woven piece of cloth.
That's beautiful.
Community feel of, different materials, different designs, all woven together in this like epic work. Covers the whole world.
Thank you so much, Devin. We really appreciate your participation and offering in this community, and looking forward to more song circles with you as well, and all the music that you have coming up to share. Really like inspired and excited by how just devoted you are to that and to what you're sharing in the world. And just a note to everyone who watched, thank you so much for joining in. I was keeping track. We had Jason and Emma was really feeling inspired by this. And thank you so much. Shaniqua, thank you so much. And she says, I thoroughly enjoyed this session. I'm so happy I found this group. Thank you. So happy you're here, and looking forward to connecting with you more. And if you feel like there's anyone that you'd like to invite into this group who would be interested in what we're sharing here, we have tons of other sessions with guests sharing all kinds of music with all kinds of themes in the guides section of the group. So there's like, it's almost like a repository of, I don't know what happened. Like a repository of replays basically in there. And you're always invited to share your music into the group, or poetry. If you want some support in feeling courageous to make a video of yourself sharing even just 4 lines of a song or anything like that, we're here for you. We want to encourage everyone to step forward and be seen and heard and loved and supported in this group. That's really what we're about. So,
and if you have a moment, like just scroll through and see there have been some amazing shares of people sharing their music recently. And, we're all here to encourage one another. So, if you have 5 free minutes, like watch somebody's video and leave them a heart, that means so much.
And for anyone who's in the West Coast, if you're in Marin or Sonoma County or the Bay, Maggie and I have an, if you're in California, Maggie and I have an event tonight. We've been posting about it in Sebastopol, Cacao and Heart Songs. More information we're going to be at G-Fest Goddess Rising Renewal Gathering that's happening next weekend in Mount Shasta. So DM us if you want more info about that. We've also been sharing on that. We're doing quite a few things there. It's going to be really exciting and beautiful. And we're also going to be sharing a Free Your Spirit Song play shop in San Francisco the first week of August. And then we have our Spirit Song Awakening course, which we're going to release more details about soon.
That will be virtual. So anybody who's not in California, there's some exciting opportunities to tune in with us online as well.
Yeah, so we'll be up and share more about that soon. So anyway, just wanted to put that in there and give a big celebratory, like, woo! Yay.
Let your spirit song out.
Yeah, let your
All
fly. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, community. And we won't be here next Friday because we'll be at the festival, but we'll be back on the 30th of July with another live stream. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Devin.
Have a beautiful day, everybody.
Thanks.